Hey, what's going on? Sorry, I had my camera lids down. We're in it now. We're ready to go. So today is a great topic, right? First off, because we're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. Just kidding, we're not. We're going to talk about impulse buying. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you impulsed and bought a ticket. I don't know. You're at the game and you're just happen to be checking this out later or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about impulse buying. It's if you read the description or anything, it's 90% of Americans face an issue with this. So it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal because it's something that continues to just absolutely demolish people in their spending habits. And so this hopefully is going to give you a chance to see some of those major cues, right? And check that out. So if you're watching this and you're watching this live, thank you for being here. I know there's football games on. This is championship, AFC, NFC championship weekend. So if you're watching this on Sunday, truly I appreciate it. But if you're catching this later, that's fine. It's I post them there. It's a podcast that goes out weekly on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. You can find it. It's from Apple to Spotify to Google to whatever. If you listen to podcasts anywhere, you can find this somewhere to listen to. So with that, it's hopefully this is going to find gives people some guidance, some help on where they're headed financially and how we can overcome some of the things that just absolutely burden Americans. So I'm going to jump right in. If you have any comments, questions, concerns at any time during the stream, as always, feel free to hit the chat up. I love comments, love anything that comes to your mind that you want to post in there. If you enjoy the stream, as always, please subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star review if you really enjoy the stream. And once again, I appreciate all the kind things that everybody says each week. So just gonna hop right into this. So overcoming impulsive spending habits. Like I said at the beginning of this, 90% of Americans are facing an issue with this. So it's very important that we attack this and we talk about it. So very simply, I can tell you in pretty much one sentence what's an impulse buy, because obviously you're probably gonna try to justify what it is that you're spending your money on as being not impulsive, right? Because the word impulsive means that you almost like you're going without thinking. So if that's something that is hitting you, it's something that you're like, man, like maybe I am an impulse buyer, I am an impulse whatever. That can be something that you can overcome, I promise you. But pretty simple. If you buy something that you had no intentions or plans of doing, that would be on impulse. So you just, without thinking, you just buy it, and that's on impulse. So I can break it down two simple categories. It could be as simple as you go to the grocery store, right? I just go to the grocery store, hit up the local Safeway here, and just go in there, and I'm headed in there to buy milk, right? I just need a gallon of milk or whatever. But while I'm at the register, standing there waiting patiently, 6 feet apart from everyone else, I see this Reese's cup. I say Reese's cup. Everyone else says Reese's. I don't know why. I say Reese's cup, but I see this Reese's cup, and it's sitting there on the candy section, right? I see this Reese's cup, and I'm like, man, like I really want to get that. That would be an impulse buy. If I bought that, I came in there with the intention of buying a gallon of milk. I impulsively now want a Reese's cup. So that would be a very simple analogy of or example of what that impulse buy would be. And this could be something as simple as more complex, something that's much more complex is as you all of a sudden you're feeling down, like I don't know, it's championship weekend, right? So you're It looked like Green Bay Packers before this were going to lose to Tom Brady. So let's say that you're huge Green Bay Packers fan. Sorry for the Packs fan out there. Like I don't know. The game's still going right now, as far as I'm aware. So I don't know. Maybe we listen to this as a podcast on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, and or later on down the line, and the Packers win. I don't know. But anyways, let's say that you're feeling down because your Packers just lost, and you're like, man, Green Bay, y'all let me down. But you know what? I'm a Green Bay fan, and I want to get a new Rodgers jersey or whatever. I don't know. But you just impulsively, because of your emotion of feeling down, you impulsively go out and buy this jersey. Before the game, you didn't want a jersey, but now that the game's over and you just want to be a diehard fan, you want to support your team, whatever. Bad example maybe, but it's just that impulse. Or let's just say that you're just sitting at home and you just had a long day at work and you open up Amazon, right? And man, applications, right? These things have just this knack. They just can read your mind, and maybe you really wanted to cook something, but you just needed a little help. And so you just open up Amazon, and all of a sudden there's this kitchen appliance, this magical kitchen appliance that does whatever it is that you want it to do. And Amazon just read your mind knowing that, and it pops up on your home screen, and you just, check, I'm buying it, bought. So that's impulse, right? So if you're just browsing, you're probably just about to give into impulse. If you're just looking online, just browsing around at things that are out there, or new technology or whatever, you're probably about to give into impulse, just so you know. So like I said at the beginning, 90% of Americans say that they fall victim to this impulse buying. I don't know how it's not 100%. I think everybody does it. But I think that the people are lying. I think the other 10% are just lying to themselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. This is a chance to be honest. So, and the first thing that most people want to jump to is, if all the men out there that are listening to this, probably like, man, my wife, she's the impulse buyer. I don't buy nothing. But hold on. In fact, catch this. So men and women both impulse buy, right? 90% of America is not women. So or 90%, is not women. So men are impulse buying too. The big thing about it though is that the men are spending more than $100. 23% of the men are spending more than $100 on their last impulse buy versus 16% of women. So men out there, your wife may be impulse buying more, but a little more, let's just say. But when you do impulse buy, my goodness, you're spending the money. So it's just as crucial for you to control how much you're spending and impulse buying and all that before you start pointing the finger at your wife. So bad wife, good wife, whatever wife. So it's a big deal, right? It's a huge deal. 90% of Americans are doing it. So why is this a thing? Why is it's an addiction almost? Why is this idea of impulse buying such an addiction? So I'm going to hit a couple, right? But the biggest piece that falls into why you spend money impulsively is emotion. So maybe you saw a tweet that I did a couple of weeks ago, but pretty much it's the beauty of personal finances is personal, right? Your emotions get in there. Your emotions are a part of it. And this is also relevant when something is going on in our lives. So the emotion of things going on in your life, whether it be, maybe you lost your job, maybe you are about to have a child, maybe there's things that are going on in your life that you just impulsively, you feel like you need something, you need to buy something. Maybe you're going on this health kick and you want to buy whole bunch of workout attire so that you can work out better or something. I don't know. There's this mind trick of great workout clothes make great workouts. I really don't get it, but hey, it is what it is. Every person's, if it makes you work out, good for you. So, but there's these impulse things that people buy, right? So how you spend your money, it can show you where your head is currently. So wherever you currently are, your brain is currently involved, you can start to see that show up in your money habits, your spending habits. So I'll talk more on that in just a second. But emotions play a huge part in this impulsive buying habit. So your past, this is another huge piece to it. Probably these two are the two that you have no control over. Like, your emotions are still going to be there. You have to learn how to control those emotions. Your past is still your past. There is no like current past. Like, you have a past, and that's just what it is. So if your parents weren't good with money, there's a good chance that you're not set up to be the best with money. You have to figure out on your own, but most people learn through their parents. So if your parents were terrible with money, most likely, if you have not learned how to manage money, you're probably terrible with money. And it's not your fault. It's just your past. It's what you inherited in terms of the hand you were dealt for your current financial situation. But all of that can change. It's not this concrete life that you're stuck with, right? So maybe it's just that habit, right, that of your past, of not having things that you wanted when you were younger. Maybe you wanted all of these things, and now you're a parent, let's say, and now you're a parent, and you don't want your kids to not go without all those things that you wanted. So you're impulsively buying these things for your kids, or maybe it's things that you wanted for yourself that you were unable to get impulsively. So it's very, very clear. Emotions and past play a huge role into how you're spending, or how you have this impulsive like spending habit that you have to overcome. So that's that. Or this other piece, and this is the other part that you can control, because it kind of ties back into emotions, is that if you think that a deal, like you see this signs like, oh, we have this great deal, like you have to catch it as a 1-day deal or 72-hour deal or whatever, you got to get it today, or a clearance item, or this sale that's never going to come back again. If those things just get to you, that ties back into those emotions, this FOMO, this fear of missing out on this great deal, right? But don't believe this, because I'm telling you, every day a company is getting richer because it's being funded by consumers that are falling for this deal, these headlines, these great deals, 72-hour clearance, sales that are never coming back again. I don't know. Anyways, don't believe it, because companies are out there to make you feel like you can't live without it. And with that, if they can make you feel like you can't live without it, at that point, they got you. You're taken. They can sell you anything they want. So the other reason why we compulsively buy, or we compulsively, I guess, right? I guess we compulsively buy too, but impulsively buy or impulsively spend or whatever, is because corporations, these big businesses that house all of these goods, Target, Walmart's, Home Depot's, Lowe's, Best Buy's, whoever, right? Their marketing and statistical departments are absolute geniuses. I'm talking absolute genius. Oh, are they the smartest people? I'm telling you. So I just finished this book, and it was called The Power of Habit. And so pretty much it talked about how Target, right? Target was actually looking at what women are buying, right? And they were able to tell that with a pretty high percent chance that this woman was pregnant. Not you know, nothing against Target, right? You personally signed up for this rewards card, or this little rewards program with Target, and they can track. That's literally your ID. They can see what your ID buys all the time, and so they were looking at trends of what women were buying, and at what, you know, in what order they were buying it, and all these things, and they could tell about the time that you know, that women were pregnant. They could look at the things they were getting, and all of a sudden they could market to women that were pregnant, right? Because the idea for Target was that if Target could get you into the store to buy your baby items, whether that be prenatal or you know, after you've had your child or whatever, if they can get you into that store to buy those items, Well, as a tired, new mom, why would you stop at just having to go to another store? Why would you stop at just having to buy your baby stuff there, right? So all of a sudden, Target's this marketing genius came up and was just like, man, like we could have them buy their groceries here. We could have them buy their home appliances here. We can have them buy their home goods here. They got buy their everything, their picture frames, their pillows, their everything. Like we can have them buy everything from Target because there's this tired mom that doesn't want to go but to one store, and she's already come into your store to buy with these coupons that she's got for baby items. So why stop there, right? So these companies are built. They're absolutely built around marketing and marketing to you, and they see millions of buying habits, and they can put together trends and just make you fall victim to this impulsive spending habit, and that is something you can control. So every day products are going to be put in your face, and they're going to consistently make you feel like you can't live without them. So in store, you're going to notice that employees are trained to upsell you on things that they, through a series of open-ended questions, are going to find out what you want, and they're going to be able to upsell you on it. So my time with Best Buy, for anybody that watched the introduction to this stream, I worked for Best Buy, general manager for Best Buy. Employees were trained, like we trained employees to increase sales, right? Like if a customer came in and we were able to sell you a phone, now we need to sell you the case, we need to sell you the accessory, we need to sell you the charger, we need to sell you the Bluetooth, we need to sell you the head, like whatever, like you fill in the blank. We wanted you to buy the phone and everything with it, right? So, and then there's this idea, this credit card. Like I could sign you up for the store credit card, because what does that do? That increases buying power. So now the things that you couldn't afford, now you feel like you can afford. So I'm telling you all this to tell you that this is a science. This is almost it's scary because people fall for it. People absolutely fall for it, and it's something that is controllable, but you have to see that businesses have to make money, and you give them the money. So if you know that, you have to have a structure in place in your life that's going to help you get through that. So the other way, online, I'm going to hit on real quick, because in store it's you're going to get pushed to get upsold on. Online, this is too easy. It's become an addiction. This online shopping has become an addiction because you have it's being shown that people are getting this almost like pleasure, this almost like high, by checking out, hitting the button checkout, adding to their cart and hitting checkout. So it's almost like this gratification, like you're feeling gratified when you're buying something online. So it's scary. Like that's absolutely scary that people are getting these senses of gratification by buying online. But Amazon, for instance, their ability to upsell you as well. So you buy an item, you are looking at it, you say, I want to buy this, whatever. Let's say you're going to buy a camera, right? At the bottom of the screen, it's going to pop up and it's going to be like, you just want a camera, dude? Like, here's your memory card, here's your camera stand, here's your bag, here's your everything that you need to go with your camera. And you're going to see that, and you're going to feel like you can't live without the camera bag. You can't live without the stand. You can't live without the memory card. You can't live without the extra lens. You can't live without all these things, because Amazon showed you this is what everybody else is buying when they buy it. Don't you want to be like everybody else? That's the keeping up with the Joneses. This mindset is killing your financial situation. So, real quick, this is a huge piece that we're going to hop right into, and we'll move right on to that. So how do you stop? How do you stop? This is a question that if you join you were probably like, dude, like I'm tired of hearing you talk about what it is. Maybe you're already self-aware. Maybe you're like, man, I'm an impulse buyer. I know it. almost all of my buying is impulsively. But how do I stop? Or maybe you feel like you're like, man, you're taking the absolute fun out of making money. I can't spend it on things I enjoy anymore because you're saying I can't buy things impulsively. So first off, keeping those things in mind, what I want you to remember is, let's be first off very, very clear. Nothing that I've ever said, nothing that I've ever talked about, nothing I've ever put out says you can no longer spend money on fun stuff. That all the fun has to stop. And I didn't say that. Remember the definition I started with. Buying something you did not plan for. So plan it and it's yours. Plan for whatever it is and it's yours. You can buy it, you can have it, you can get it, like it's yours. I'm telling you, go for it. But what can't happen is you can't say that I'm going to, that I'm not going to be an impulsive buyer or whatever, and all the fun stops right there, because it doesn't. Because what you have to focus on is that the fun is what you make it. So I'm going to jump right into that. So how can the fun be what you make it? So if I say that you can continue to spend money on things that are fun, you can continue to spend money on things you enjoy, you just have to plan for it. How do we plan for it? If you've watched any video of mine previously, budgeting is the number one way to plan on it. So this doesn't mean like, okay, dude, I got it, man. I got it. So I'm going to budget. So I'm going to write this fancy budget. I'm going to get on this fancy application, whatever it is. And I'm going to make this budget, but I'm not going to look at it again. But I budgeted, so I can buy it. I can buy it and it's not impulsive anymore because I budgeted for it. Well, what if like you budgeted, but all of a sudden you had these doctor bills come up. You had all these things you had to adjust your budget. Maybe that was one of the things you probably should have cut. I don't know. But what I'm saying is if you can build a plan that month around whatever it is, go for it. I'm telling you, go for it. You have the power to spend the money the way you want to. Just budget the money out. So the other part I want to leave you off with on this is budget. Literally make a budget that you can live off of each month, but make sure that you can include some fun money in there too. So starting off, maybe if you're still in debt, I tell you, like, throw some fun money into debt if that's what it takes for you to pay your debt off and stay consistent. If you're struggling with the ability to enjoy life because you're consistently trying to pound out your debt, throw you a little fun budget in there. I'm absolutely for it, because I think personally that people it's like having a cheat meal in healthy eating. People that don't do cheat meals are going to get to their goals faster. Okay. If I am fully committed, no cheat meals, I will get to my goal faster. So if you plan a budget with no fun money, 1,000,000% sure you will get to your debt-free life faster. But it's the same as someone that eats terrible, right? And every meal is a cheat meal. It's the same way as someone's in debt. If everything is putting you further in debt, you will never achieve that debt-free life. So if it takes, setting $20 aside, or, to go, to Starbucks once a week, or whatever the case may be, if that's what it takes for you to stay committed to achieve your goal, whatever that goal is, maybe it's saving for a house, maybe it's paying off debt, maybe it's paying off student loans, whatever the case may be, you've got to do the best thing that you can to achieve those goals. So like I said, if you have debt, if you put a little money aside for fun money, yes, your goal at getting debt free will take you longer. But if it takes just that little bit to keep you motivated and keep you committed to that goal, I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth it to jump on and do that. Like I said, do that. But budgeting. So if we want to stop impulse spending, budget your money so that every dollar that you make, you have a plan for it. So secondly, I'm going to hit this up. Only shop with a plan. So the budget we planned, this is where we plan our money out, right? So we tell every dollar that we make this month, where it's going to be spent, which or i.e. what category it's going to be spent in, whether it's our mortgage, whether it's our food, whether it's our gas, whatever. You've got to, the budget is going to be those categories, right? This shop with a plan. So 1 was budget, 2 is shop with a plan. Shop with a plan is where you're going to make a plan every time you spend in those categories. So categories would be, for example, like grocery shopping. When you go grocery shopping, you have a budget for grocery shopping, but when you go grocery shopping, there needs to be a plan in place. And when you get that shopping list, grocery list, whatever, you need to stick to it. If you buy everything on that list, nothing that you can walk away and say that I didn't impulse buy on anything. Maybe a school clothes. Maybe you're buying school clothes for your kids. When it's time to go school clothes shopping, understand what your kids need and buy just those things. Don't veer outside the lines on that, okay? Make a plan before you go and don't alter from that plan. Thirdly, unsubscribe from all of these very smart, intelligent marketing company email distribution lists. And I threw every adjective I could think of because these jokers are intelligent. If you see an email that has the word sale or get it now or while supplies last or anything that's enticing you to spend money, just go to the bottom of the email. There should be a nice little button. Just click unsubscribe. No more. Don't fall victim to, they know what they're doing and you're falling victim to it. Every time that that email leads you to open up to their website, look at what they have, possibly seeing something that entices you to buy it, they have achieved their goal. Okay. They achieve their goal. So unsubscribe from all of those things. So it's crucial. That part is crucial, to ensure that you're staying on the right track. Okay. So, the other thing, and this is the last thing that I want to hit on, right? So last thing I want to hit on. So getting out of debt, I want to create this, analogy for you. Okay. So, I was talking about exercise and all that, eating earlier. So I'm going to continue that little analogy, right? So getting out of debt, and saving money is like eating and exercise. They just go hand in hand. If I told you, if I was like, hey man, what does it take to be healthy? Like, what does it take for your body to just be healthy? You would tell me most likely, well, I need to eat good and I need to exercise. That's what you're going to tell me. And I'm going to agree with you. So this would, ideally this would be you planning out your meals, you're planning out your workout routines, and in the end, you're going to end up living this healthier lifestyle because of that. But if I told you to increase your financial health, there's so many answers to that. Everyone talks about these things to increase your physical health and how to live this healthier lifestyle, but we don't talk about what it takes to increase your financial health. So I'm going to clear them up. So first off, I started at the beginning. You should budget yourself. So make that plan, make your budget, make this in this plan, this budget that you're building for yourself, this should lead you to being debt-free, saving and investing money. Like, these should be built into that plan. Impulse buying is the kicker in this analogy, because impulse buying is like a bad hamburger, right? And this hopefully you get this, so stick with me. So at that very moment, that hamburger tastes absolutely delicious, and there's this temporary joy that comes with it. But that temporary joy that came with it is going to die out, right? And eventually you're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, you're going to regret, this whole regret's going to set in, and you're going to look back on it and you're going to be like, wow, I'm further from my goal of being healthy than I was. And that's when that regret sits in, and the problem that I have with these regrets, with these constant setbacks and slip ups that happen in people's financial life, is because they start to feel like, ultimately they start to feel like that, like, well, this isn't for me. I can't do it. I'm not smart enough. My parents, weren't good with money, so I'm not going to be good with money, or I didn't, I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I wasn't dealt the same hand. I didn't get the same education. Like all these doubts are going to set in right in their life. All these doubts are going to hit them, but the things they're doing are not showing that they want to increase their financial health. They want to build their financial health. So hopefully that analogy sits with you, that hamburger, that cheat day, that whatever, that temporary enjoyment from that impulse buy or whatever, it's setting you further from your goal of achieving whatever your financial goals are. And it's setting you further from that. And you've got to be more consistent in sticking to the plan, budgeting, shop with a plan, and unsubscribing from all those enticements that companies are out to get you with. Okay. But the thing is that you're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna have slip ups. I'm not telling you that life's gonna get easy, that you're just gonna all of a sudden everything's gonna be dandy and you're never gonna have an impulse buy or whatever. But through habit, you're gonna strengthen your ability, and you're gonna become more consistent with the execution of these plans, whether it be the budget, whether it be the shopping with the plan, whether it be instantly unsubscribing from these emails. I mean, like whatever it is, you're going to get better at it. So what I want to leave you with is implementing. This is a simple fix that you can utilize. So we went over budget, shopping with a plan, and unsubscribing from enticing emails. But this last thing that I want you to start to build upon is it's a 30-day rule, and it's not a random 30 days just because 30 days is roughly a month, but roughly 30 days is about how long that it takes to build habits. So if you'll stick to this 30-day rule, you can start to see tons of change happen in your life. So if you ask me, how does it work? Perfect. Glad you asked. In its most simplest form, the 30-day rule is an easy way that you're going to be able to utilize this effort to start to try to buy items that you want. Okay, in the simplest form, 30 days, you wait 30 days to buy the item that you want. All right, so I'm going to provide some more clarity on how you can use this. So probably the easiest way is to start building this muscle, this habit, this 30-day rule in particular categories. So if you spend a lot, so food is probably the number one place that people overspend and don't realize it. So if we want to hone in on food, right? Food and dining, restaurants, groceries, whatever. Let's say you spend a lot at Starbucks, all right? And I'm not going to buy this month. I'm not going to buy Starbucks any this month. For the next 30 days, I'm not going to buy Starbucks. All of a sudden, you probably had this like practical addiction to Starbucks. You might have been buying a coffee every day. You might have been buying a coffee every week. You might have been buying multiple a week. I don't know. But in 30 days of you not drinking this Starbucks coffee, that desire, that want is going to subside, so that when you were all the time thinking about, man, like I can't wait to get that Starbucks. I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm going to get Starbucks. I'm going to go, and you just drive by and you just smell Starbucks or whatever. That enticing that it's going to subside. It's going to absolutely, that you're going to start to enjoy the coffee at home. Maybe you cut caffeine out altogether. I don't know, but that addiction is going to subside, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, oh, I'm good with the coffee. I got it at home now. I'm not telling you. Once again, we budgeted a plan. We shop with a plan. So a cup of Starbucks every once in a while, nice. Go for it. If that's what you want to treat yourself with, go for it. But that daily craving, that multiple times a week craving will subside. And that's the habit we're trying to get into. We're trying to eat away at that amount that we're sticking into that, and go towards something more long-term in our life. Okay. So this can also be used on big purchases. This 30-day rule can also be used on big purchases. Like, let's say you want to buy a new TV. Pretty much the pattern goes, you want the TV, you buy the TV. Well, that's your current pattern. But it doesn't. That's not how it goes. We're going to want the TV. Then we're going to write that down on a piece of paper, and we're going to say, all right, I want to buy this TV. I'm going to hang that piece of paper on my refrigerator. And for the next month, I'm going to research this TV. Maybe is this the TV I even want? Maybe I start to look and see, can I find this TV cheaper elsewhere? But it doesn't mean that if you find it elsewhere, you just buy it because it was on sale. It was while supplies last, like all those things we talked about before, right? Don't jump into that. Then after 30 days, if you still think that you should buy it, put it in that next month's budget and buy it. That simple. See, you get fun stuff. You planned it, you waited, you made sure it wasn't just this impulsive thing, and you buy it. That simple. So if you want a new cell phone, wait 30 days. If you want to buy a new pair of shoes, wait 30 days. Just wait. It's going to cure up a lot of that keeping up with the Joneses. It's going to keep all that. It's going to subside all of that. So finally, the last things I want to end you with is this 30-day rule is not here to deny you an ability to buy things. It's simply making you more thoughtful. It's making you a more efficient spender because it's giving you time to add that to your budget. So instead of, like I said, you have to plan it. Shopping with a plan, you're budgeting out a plan, you're creating a plan. Everything is with a plan. You're not looking at buying something without ever thinking about how am I going to afford this or pay for this, right? You're becoming a thoughtful and efficient spender. So the 30-day rule just simply is creating that because honestly, let's be real. You don't have to be hard on yourself because you've made impulse purchases in the past. You don't have to be hard on yourself for that, but you do. And the whole term, this financial mirror, you do have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself because if you're not honest with yourself, you're going to feel as if nothing's wrong. You have to be honest with the habits that you currently are portraying so that you can make them change. So if you can jump on, you can make those habits start to change, start to create some of those muscles that prevent you from doing this impulse buying, your financial situation will change. So hopefully you got something out of this. Hopefully this is something that you can take away, spread the word, let everyone know that this is something that you learned. Share the video. Like I said, it pops up this is a podcast as well. So if you're catching this as a podcast, I appreciate all the listeners that I get across all the different podcast platforms. If you're listening on Apple, please leave a 5-star review, subscribe to the podcast to get the weekly updates. Follow me on Twitter at Financial Mirror, and that's probably where most of the posts go out at, but also I have Instagram. You can see them at the bottom right down there. Look down there, bottom. YouTube channel, the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram. Check them out. Hopefully, like I said, you got something out of this. This is just another piece of creating this financial situation that's better for you. So until next week, once again, continue to build the habits for the long-term financial wealth. Okay. Nothing's overnight. Nothing's going to happen tomorrow. This is a absolute grind of just doing things day in and day out and learning how you can get better. So with that, next week, peace. See y'all next week.